Hello, hello. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for our practice here today. It is so good to be with you. My name is Kim Zeigler. In today's practice, we have a guided meditation practice, and we'll be incorporating Reiki and Oracle. Please say hello in the chat. And if you're new, welcome. And for all returning guests, hello and welcome. Hello, Victoria. Welcome back. I'm so grateful to be here too. There's just something that comes over me during these live events that is just like, I just feel so good to be here with you and to participate in this practice and just completely surrender to the flow of how it unfolds with all of our energy here. Hello, Jane. Hello, hello. I don't have like anything that is like coming through before the practice, like specifically. So I think we're just going to get into the meditation and see what gets inspired by us coming to center and just allowing the unfolding of what's here. Hello, Caitlin. So good to be here with you. So with that, I invite you to close your eyes. And for whatever reason, the words prepare for the journey is coming up. So I'm intrigued by that. Hello, Kim. So prepare for the journey is what's coming in for us as we settle into this meditation. Get ready for the journey. What does that mean for you? What is your perspective with that? Get ready for the journey. And notice where your mind goes. Are you thinking about what more can be done? Or how to be in a frequency of just being ready? And what is the journey, or are you already on the journey? Is this just a new chapter? So taking a moment to just let your energy settle. And begin to simply receive these subtle golden sparkles. It's almost like these little pieces of light glitter, golden glitter of light, beginning to connect with you on the earth with you, and in the top right corner of your space, some subtle golden sparkles. And just allow yourself to visualize these golden sparkles. And the deeper you allow and the deeper you relax into this moment, the deeper you connect with your breath, the more sparkles, and the closer the sparkles engage with your energy. So as these sparkles greet you, let's begin to focus on a breathing practice together. Just taking a deep breath in, pausing at the top, and releasing a deep breath out. So that is the pattern. A deep inhale, a pause at the top, and a deep exhale. And we'll do a few together. And just keep in mind the sparkles and taking place behind the scenes as we focus on our breath. Together, taking a deep breath in, pausing at the top, and releasing a deep breath out. Again, a deep breath in, pausing at the top, and releasing a deep breath out. One more time, a deep breath in, pausing at the top, and releasing a deep breath out. And just return to your natural breathing. And let's bring our focus to these golden sparkles of light. Just allowing these golden sparkles to purify and balance the energy around you. Just welcoming these golden sparkles to purify and balance the space in front of you. And these golden sparkles to balance the space behind you. And welcoming these golden sparkles to balance the energy to the left of you. And to balance the energy to the right of you. And now welcome these golden sparkles to purify and balance the space above you. And balancing the space below you. Receive these golden sparkles into your space to renew, revitalize your energy in front of you and behind you, to the left of you and to the right of you, above you and below you, all around you. And now that these golden sparkles are integrated within your energy and filling up your cup, so to speak, let's begin to return to our practice, our breathing practice. And this time, as you breathe in and out, visualize these golden sparkles as the breath, breathing them in, letting your body fill with these golden sparkles of light, and releasing the golden sparkles. And breathing together these golden sparkles, pausing at the top and filling your body, and releasing more golden sparkles out. Again, breathing in these golden sparkles, pausing at the top, and releasing more golden sparkles. One more time, breathing in these golden sparkles, pausing at the top, and releasing more golden sparkles. And now visualize these golden sparkles, so thick and so dense that they begin to merge into a golden orb of light, a radiance. This comes from the center of who you are in every direction. And imagine yourself as the sun. Noticing that each sun has its own perspective. And acknowledging and appreciating that each sun has something very special and unique about them. And I want you to consider, if you were to imagine yourself lying outside and receiving the warmth of the sun on your skin, I want you to now put your perspective as you being the sun, and sharing your warmth and your light, and how delighted this human is to receive your presence. And just notice what it feels like for you to be the sun. And as your light and warmth radiates out, just seeing this light in every direction, noticing this light radiating out from you and what it looks like from the front, and from the back, and from the left, and from the right. Notice what you look like as the sun radiating light from above and from below. And notice how far-reaching your warmth and your light extends out from you. Can you focus and feel on how far your warmth and light extends beyond you? And with this, your energy field is open and expansive. And we're being asked to now ask for a message. And so when you're ready, you can join us back here at the circle. I'm receiving an interesting guidance for an oracle deck to choose, and I'm very intrigued because it's the Shadow Spirit Self Oracle. And the reason why we're being guided to this is because we just experienced a meditation that's reminding us of our light. And our human experience, and there's lots of factors that play into that, keep us from this. And so let's ask, what's in the shadow here that keeps us from shining our light? Something's coming up of, what are we protecting? Well, the symbol is a snake, and the word is sneaky. This is interesting. Okay, so with this card, it will say, it's like pointing out the shadow, and then it offers some suggestion. So, sneaky. You go behind someone's back to get what you want. Just be honest about it so you don't have to hide. So we ask, like, what are we protecting? What are we hiding? And when we get to the root of what we're protecting and what we're hiding, that helps us understand the behaviors that we choose or the fears that we choose. And when we are connected to those qualities, that's when we go behind the scenes and we start to manipulate situations. We start to control and want power and to try to get what we want, when there's just such an easier way to go about it instead of having to put so much effort into the like hiding and being sneaky about it. So when we can get to the root of what are we protecting and why do we feel like we have to hide? What's the shame? And we just be honest about what we want. There it is. Why do we have shame about what we want? That's what this card is getting us to. And why is wanting shameful? When we can just be honest about what we want, the effort that we put forth the thing we want, because there's always going to be some kind of efforting, because we are a being frequency, but we're also a doing frequency. We have a body, we have abilities to do, but the efforting comes from doing in alignment versus doing to be sneaky or try to manipulate or control. That takes so much effort. And a lot of times that's also coming from a place of like resentment or frustration. But what if we can effort and pursue what it is we want through honesty and not having to hide? Wow. Let me know if this is resonating or is like, wow, okay, that's something to contemplate. Yeah, what is the shame in the thing I want? Or is there shame about the thing I want? Like really finding the root of like what's holding you back from the thing you want, and why do you have to sneak around to get the thing that you want? And the thing that you want is probably not bad. Bad, right? Let's just let that be and see how the other cards facilitate further the conversation. And I'm feeling called, I'm nervous right now because I've initiated a few new Oracle card decks, and there's a new one that's like, I'm ready, like it's my turn. And I'm also like, because it's new. And I initiate them, and I've journaled about each card in this deck, and yet I'm still feeling a bit nervous. But this is the card deck that is calling forth. So it's called Phases in Forests. Phases in Forest. And I can't wait to show you the card imagery because it's gorgeous. Okay. And the sides are like this coppery color. And the backs of the cards are the moon phases. And let's see what is Spirit inviting into this conversation. The truth of our light. And now that we have the moon phases and how that relationship with the sun and the moon. So there's something from our meditation that's, like all of these parts of the moon that we can see and are reflecting light is like, if you go back into that meditation and just imagining your light shining out, there's a receiver of that light reflecting back to you. Beauty and dynamics and so many things to contemplate. And here's what's interesting. We have this light, right, as the sun from our meditation. We send it out, and I'm not saying that is boring, but with this element, when we have something that's like reflecting it back and you can see how far reaching your light goes, it's like, oh wow, something received it. Like that becomes so interesting, right? Because now it's like, it creates so many things to contemplate and to receive, and the interest and dynamic that creates. And I think that is like a metaphor for the relationships in our lives. However that is perceived. Okay. Wow. That didn't take very long. Okay, we have 2 cards that came out. Okay, we have Overcome. This is stunning artwork. So just let you take that in first before I... So we have Overcome. And the question is, what obstacle or mountain is before you? And what have you already overcome? Like, remember, you are capable. Look how many other mountains have come before this mountain that you've been equipped for, and you now have experience because you have been through that. And the tools and resources and experience you can gain from that experience that can help you for this new mountain of experience to overcome. And in this card, it just feels like there's so much support around you. You have the sun and the birds and the flowers and the moon, and there's so much life. Are you noticing that support? Or are you focused on the feeling of being alone? Feeling isolated in your challenge, right? That's sneaky, right? When we start to change how we perceive things, and we make it more harder than it needs to be. But what about the mountain that's in front of you that you actually really want? Is there something there that you enjoy in the process? Is there the perspective of like, or a trusting, like, even more, what's more aligned with what I'm desiring is on the other side of that mountain, and I'm capable of overcoming that, and also I'm gonna enjoy it while I'm doing it, right? And it's bringing me back to the beginning. Get ready for the journey, I believe, is what our message was at the beginning of the meditation. Get ready for the journey. There's always going to be another mountain to climb, but you get to choose which one and why you want to do it. And you're going to be equipped. So what obstacle or mountain is before you? Can you identify it? And remember all the things that you've already overcome to remind you how capable you are. Because when you do feel alone and isolated, remembering how capable you are, remembering how equipped you are, remembering that you have all of this support, right? The land is supporting you. The land supports all of us. Do you ever think about that? Like, we live on this rotating planet, and like everything is here. All of us have everything. It's all here. You can connect with anything that you want, so be honest about what you want and stop hiding from it, because it's here and you can have it and you're deserving of it. And I'm pretty sure that the thing you want is gonna fulfill you and connect you with your joy and your radiance. And as a byproduct of that joy and radiance, it's probably going to benefit a lot of people. So why do we allow ourselves to let the shame of wanting keep us from the wanting and the pursuing of overcoming and enjoying the journey through and around or over the mountain? Okay, the second card from this card deck, the Phases in Forest. This is just the guidebook here, but it has the name here. That's why I'm showing. Rebirth. And this is the spring equinox energy. Rebirth. Look at this beautiful card. Look how life-giving the rebirth, the sun and the mountains and the forest and the abundant river and waterfall and the roots and all of the mushrooms and the nature just thriving. And the question, can you remember a time in your life that felt like a rebirth? Maybe today. I feel like a lot of people are probably feeling a rebirth. I know I do. Raise your hand. Is anyone else feeling this like it's happening now, recently, or you feel it's like right there? Rebirth, the old is falling away. You might even be like grieving the past version of you or the past relationship dynamic with somebody, or with rebirth there is some grieving that comes with it, and so it can be a little confusing because the energy can feel dynamic, like simultaneously feeling multiple things at once, like rebirth and grief at the same time, and alive and hopeful, but also like something may be witnessed and you're like, oh man, that really took me back, but I really do believe that this is the right direction, or whatever that spark of hope is inside for yourself and for others. That's that rebirth. The new chapter, the new book. Like, thank goodness for beginnings. Thank goodness for endings. That's the cycle that we live in. So I feel like there's more to unfold here. This day has honestly been a little tricky energetically for me. Nothing like awful or wrong has like taken place today, but there's been these moments just out in like just going to the grocery store, things like that. Something just felt off. Like I felt frustrated because things weren't happening efficiently and effectively, and it was like this irritation to the flow of the day, and I found myself getting frustrated with that. And yet I couldn't pinpoint why I felt off. And once I finally got home, it was like it just felt like there was a disruption to the flow. And I'm still processing this. So it's interesting, this energy and this message. I don't feel like I feel like it's almost messy a little bit. And it's like, okay, can we allow it to be messy? Do we need to have this message really linear and make sense? My human is like, yes, yes. I want that. I love organization and I love clarity. But also, there is a time for mess. And sometimes from that mess, it's like, when you clean a room or a closet or something, and before you get to like the vision of this outcome that you're going for, you're like, whoa, what did I get myself into? Why did I start this project? Because it seems like a mountain to overcome, right? It's like, it always feels and looks overwhelming and like so much, because once you take the things out of the place, it just is like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. This is messy. Then you reconnect with the why. And I feel like maybe that's what's part of the rebirth. It's like when you can be in some of the mess and you're like, okay, the why that I'm doing this is because I want to feel, and then fill in the blank. It could be like more detached from material things that no longer serve me, that no longer really like add value to my life, but create clutter. And so there's choices then with those things, those possessions, is like, okay, who do I know in my life that would maybe enjoy this? Maybe ask them if they would enjoy that. Or is this so many things that we could organize a garage sale or a yard sale, whatever? Or do I not want to deal with that and I would rather donate it? Or like, there's so many options, right? So connecting with why you would want to clear, organize, declutter, right? Some physical things in your life. This is also a metaphor, so you can allow that to be like relationships or maybe a community that you live in, and just really considering the possibilities of like, okay, from this mess, from what I'm pulling out and choosing to look at, what can I now assess that it's like, what do you want to carry forward with you, and what are you ready to let go of? And that's part of the rebirth, right? It's the clearing. It's just that energy of renewal. It's like, okay, that past version of me really enjoyed, those books or this thing, but it's complete. The cycle with that is complete, and now I can move on. Are we letting ourselves be in the mess and allowing the mess to help us identify where we want to go from here? And for some reason, there's this energy coming through about the shame that came up with this card. Like, somehow, like, we place shame on wanting. In this metaphor of like cleaning a room or a space within your house, and like it could be overwhelming, right? For whoever needs to hear this, there's a message coming through that's like, and you can ask for help, and you can pay for professional help to have someone assist. Like, there's no shame in that. If you're ready to really like do this thing for yourself, overcome this obstacle, which may be like a garage or a closet or a bedroom or a basement, and you're just completely overwhelmed, there's someone out there in the world that passionately has created a business because they have the exact skill for this kind of overwhelm and mess that you're feeling. And they find great enjoyment and fulfillment in helping someone like you, again, metaphor or literal, to help you overcome this obstacle. And when you employ someone else in that way, there is just magic. There's magic. All that takes place. It's like an energy exchange that is aligned. And it's hard to identify who's giving and who's receiving. That is a beautiful experience to have. And it's bringing me back to our meditation. For those of you who weren't here during it, the golden sparkles. It's that alignment, that feel good, like, yeah, this is really in alignment. Okay. This is an interesting message. This is really interesting. And Gemini Jenny, like, it's really nice for you to know that you needed this. It's really good. And with that, I'm being drawn to this stack here, which is the intuitive life coaching. I feel like today's message is very metaphorical. In like this messy room, it feels like someone is literally needing to hear the actual metaphor as like literal for their life, but then there's a bunch of us that it's like it's literally a metaphor. So like the professional help might not be someone who like organizes spaces and places, but maybe finances, or maybe coaching, or maybe medical health assistance, or like whatever it is, right? Okay. Do you know what's interesting? I'm not going to be ashamed, but the organizer in me is like, okay, let's have this message, like really wrap it up and make it make sense. And Spirit's almost like laughing at me like, okay, you ready for some more mess? I don't know if it will be like that, but just the narrative that's in my head of like, I'm allowing myself to be in this, like, there's a little bit of discomfort with this message because it's not like our normal ones where, I don't know, why am I don't even know. Let's see what's here for us. Just be open, right? This is the thing. It's like, what am I even trying to control? That's not even this practice anyways. Like, we're completely here to flow with the energy, to have intuitive guidance, direct the conversation, and completely just be receptive to what's here. Like, we're just here. We're just here to explore and be. So I don't need to like manipulate or control the outcome. Because honestly, the thing that I do want, the thing that I want, is just to have the unfolding take place. That's what I want as the host here. And so, not to hide that, right? Not to have to be sneaky. All right, here we go. What's the unfolding here? What does Spirit want us to be open to? That one was a fun little flip. And I'm feeling called to incorporate the guidebook. I don't usually use the guidebook for this card deck, but I'm already feeling guided to. Wow, okay. Number 64, the Seeker of Truth. In this imagery for this card deck is somewhat like a tapestry. Some images are more like that than others, but you can see there's like this thread that kind of comes through. So it's kind of like a tapestry imagery, very abstract, but also like focused in on like specific details. So, seeker of truth. You can feel the hidden truth behind your circumstances. Okay, there is something Spirit's telling us, because now it's twice. In this card, we have hide. Just be honest about it, about what you want. Just be honest about what you want. You don't have to hide. Just be honest. What do you want? And it's like, what do you want? And then you're like, fine, okay, this is what I want. And then like the truth comes out and you're like, oh, wow, that's what I want. And the secret of truth also has this hidden in it. You can feel the hidden truth behind your circumstances. It's like, why are we suppressing? Why are we hiding the truth? Again, what are we afraid of? If we keep pulling that root of fear for why we're hiding from the thing we want, or why we're hiding from others the thing we want, if we keep pulling that root, what comes with it? Is it embarrassment? Is it vulnerability? Fear of intimacy? Discomfort of being judged? Fear of not belonging? Fear of being othered? Fear of being abandoned? Why are we hiding the truth of what we want? This is why this message is unclear and messy, is because it's hidden. Have you ever tried to find something lost in your house or anywhere, and you're like, I know it's here, and in the process of digging for the thing, you create a mess because you're like, where is it? That's why this message feels messy, is because there's something that's hidden. There's something that's hidden. Let's see what the guidebook further says so that we can even get more messy and see what we can uncover. Because now that we have hide twice, and that being connected to actual truth, right? The secret of truth. What are you hiding? Now it's like we're onto something. We're onto something. We might not get like the full like, oh, this makes perfect sense, but we're onto something. We're getting into something. More is coming to the surface of insight. So let's see what more mess we can make so that we can see what's here. You may feel confused about a situation or a circumstance right now. And that is because you can feel that something is not quite right. This card comes to you today to tell you that you are a seeker of truth. That you can feel the truth behind the words, actions, and circumstances around you. As such, you may continue to search for answers even when everyone assures you that all is well. You can sense that there may be something hidden or out of sight, though it is not out of mind. And you wish to know this truth. That's what the mountain is. And I think this mountain feels more challenging than most, is because there's so many things that are hidden about it. It's like we don't even we can't even see the mountain even though we know we're climbing. Overcome. What obstacle or mountain is before you? I don't know, because it's kind of hidden, right? You are very mindful of the discomfort you feel around this situation. If you continue to feel like something is not right, it is because you are correct. The Seeker of Truth card arrives to validate your intuitions and instincts. But do not try to overanalyze the situation and figure it out on your own. Okay, there's a couple things that came in through there. Your intuition probably picked up on it. This message in general, how we're talking about it, is like, it's kind of like, it's just messy, and why can't we just let it be messy? Why do we have to overanalyze it? Why can't we just be with the unfolding of it, right? And then, and figure it out on your own. Remember how we were talking about, you can hire someone to help you who is lit up by the very thing that you are overwhelmed by. Think about how much balance and harmony that brings into both of your lives. Someone looking for a client to help, that helps them financially be able to, exist in the world. And you having the means to hire the professional to help with the other aspect of things like the stress or the overwhelm that you feel. And like, this human is literally doing something that fulfills them, that helps you with the very thing that overwhelms you. So the situation, and figure it out on your own. You don't have to figure it out on your own. Ask for the truth to be revealed to you. And then, depending on what your beliefs are and how you want to fill this in, call on your angels and guides and ask them to shed light on your situation so that the truth can be revealed. Okay, let's take that back into the meditation. Ask them to shed light on your situation. Okay, when in the meditation, for those of you who weren't here, you'll be included just by how I talk about it, is you're imagining yourself as the sun, in light in every direction. And then when we got to the backs of these cards, how cool when you as a sun send out light, that it is received and sent back to you. And you're like, wow, I'm not here alone. There's things receiving me and giving me signs that my light, my existence has been received and known. That's the thing we want. That's the thing we want, to be acknowledged, for our existence to matter. That's what we want. That's the hidden truth. Because what do we all want? Time, attention, acknowledgement, that we matter. And we don't necessarily need to feel shame for wanting that. Be honest about what you want. You don't have to hide. Unlike some of the people around you, you do not do well in situations that require you to pretend that everything is as it seems. You're being asked to validate your feelings and concerns even when others do not. It's kind of like a little bit of the energy of what we were just saying. Like, yeah, we just want to be acknowledged. We just want to know that our feelings matter, our perspective matters. As a seeker of truth, you will feel discontent with any situation that asks you to turn a blind eye. That's the thing. We don't want to hide anymore. We just want to be honest about the thing we want, the seeker of truth. We want the truth. We want the truth of who we are. We want the truth of who others are. Wow. We no longer want to turn a blind eye to the truth. that's the rebirth, right? We want to live with ourselves and everyone else being honest and truthful. We don't want people sneaking around and trying to manipulate and be wishy-washy about what we just want people to be honest about what they want and have clear communication about that, so that our relationships can have more harmony in them because there's more honest communication. You are blessed with the ability to sense the truth regardless of the cover, regardless of how things appear. Okay. So we have, I feel like what this message has done is it's given us themes to consider, like really tuning in and asking ourselves what we want and being honest about what we want. And then also not suppressing the feelings of what's keeping us from going for that or claiming that for ourselves. So it's really about being honest with ourselves about what we want, and then not suppressing the feelings and really like pulling on that root, like, okay, this is what I want. How do I actually feel about that in terms of like the shadow qualities of like what's not in our awareness, what is not known to us about wanting that desire that's keeping us from that desire. And we start pulling on the root, and it's like, oh, I have shame because of, this belief or this experience. And to protect myself from wanting this thing, there's shame there from previous experiences I've had. So I've built up walls. Maybe I don't feel deserving of wanting, or maybe if I am honest about this thing that I want, it will make someone else uncomfortable. And so I don't want to feel that discomfort that someone else is uncomfortable by something that I chose, even though, it gets messy. That's another theme in this reading, is like being okay with the mess, and like, what can you really learn from about the mess? Sometimes the mess is there to provide the contrast of the thing you do want. So being that seeker of truth, being honest about what you want. That's what the message is really about, is being a seeker of the truth of what you want. And once you really align with that, you have to also address what's keeping you from that. So I think maybe a message that's coming through, I'm trying to like receive the energy so I can articulate it. Okay, the rebirth card is coming through about like, we're going through like, I need to do this because this is really powerful coming through. There's a paradigm of like just how we've been existing with like kind of being the creators of our life, but being held back. And it's because we're bypassing the actual mess of it. We don't want to deal with what's in the closet, metaphor. We are overwhelmed by what's in the closet. Like, we don't want to deal with that. We just want to go toward the yummy, pleasurable, fun, the light, the joy. Like, we just want to be in that space. And you can. However, this space is going to be so freeing and so liberating and so radiant when you actually open the closet and deal with the truth of what's keeping you from really receiving the height of this joy. And I think as I don't even know how to articulate it, but there's been like I think a pattern of us humans is like we just want to be in that love and light, and like, you know, that phrase, good vibes only. Like we really like we know that's what we want. We want to be in those good vibes. But that saying is also like, it hurts me because it's disowning your wholeness. It's like saying good vibes only, suppress everything else, instead of like good vibes because I have accepted all parts of me. And I have really pulled those roots and see what's at the core of my shame for feeling like I'm feeling guilty for being in this state of joy, right? If you have guilt, or like if you can't fully receive the joy, there's got to be something hidden, right? That's being suppressed. It's like, oh, but that's, no, that part of me, no, that's not allowed. But when we can overcome that invisible mountain, the thing that's hidden, like our real emotions that we're like not seeing or not allowing to the surface, like shove. Nope, that's not a part of me, that's accepted. That is the hidden thing that's keeping us from fully feeling the joy, because we have identified, we have sat with, we have allowed that thing to be. Okay. I think this message is a contemplative one. It's one to bring up the mess so that we can be like, yeah, you know what? I can be okay in my mess. And I'm going to look at it, and there's professionals that can help me if it feels overwhelming. And it's okay to ask for help. It's okay. I'm feeling called to leave the message there and just let it be. Like, the purpose of it was to bring these things to the forefront for us to contemplate. But I'm also feeling what I'm feeling is like 5 cards for like an individual. So if you would like to receive a card, you can put a yes in the comments. I'm doing 5. So once we have 5, that will be it. And the purpose of this is for those 5. So we have 3. The purpose is for those 5 individuals to really receive what they need to expand this message for themselves, but also for us as a circle, us as a collective here, to be able to receive those messages and be a witness of that message, because it's that person has channeled a certain energy that we needed to hear. So the only question I have, even though this is, sometimes I can sense like 5 steps before it happens, and then I have to bring myself back to be like, okay, I know this is what we're doing, but which card deck? So now I'm like, okay, I'm just going to talk us through it so that we can just allow Spirit to assist. So we have Emily. I'm going to write these down too. Emily and Mara. I hope it's correct. Mara. I'm going to say Mara, and if it's not, then I'll say the other way that I think it might be. Mandy, Victoria, and Beth. And that's the end of the sticky notes. Perfect. It's like, Spirit was like, yeah, you can only take 5 because that's literally how many pieces of paper you have left. How funny. Okay. You get to choose. We have the famous, as you know if you've been here before, Secret Garden. So this is the backs of the cards. And if you would like to receive just like a message from someone who just, you know, just knows you, just receives you, accepts you, and would like to give you a message from the Secret Garden, there's that. And then we also have wisdom from animals. So that's this deck here. This is the back of it. This is one of my newly initiated decks. So Emily, Secret Garden or animals. And then Mara, Mandy, Victoria, and Bev also put your preference, which card deck you want. And then we'll pull cards. Okay, everyone else, what card deck is your preference? Because we're just going to do it so it's more efficient. Okay, Bev wants animals. Mandy, animals. Victoria, Secret Garden. And Mara. Okay, Emily, you are first. Secret Garden. Whoa. Okay, Emily, you got 3. And I'm not going to hesitate because it feels correct. Breathe. Breathe. Slow down and contemplate the tea. It's like the backs of the cards. It's like, have a seat, Emily. Have a seat. Just breathe. Slow down and contemplate the tea. It's like, slow down and contemplate today's message. The contemplation, the tea. Violets and ivy tangled around the eaves. And this little cup of tea, so each card has a little symbol, and this one has a teacup with hearts. So it's like a self-love cup of tea. Just breathe. When you think of the most valuable thing in the world, it's like your breath, right? You're being asked to just slow down and breathe. And dream. Dream. Have a cup of tea. Okay? Check. Have a cup of tea in the garden and find yourself in a good book. Okay, so slow down and breathe. And do something that you enjoy. Maybe that doing is non-doing. Maybe it's literally just closing your eyes and falling asleep. Maybe it's reading a good book. Maybe it's, fill in the blank. It's just breathe, slow down, and do something pleasurable that you enjoy. And that is also coming back to this card of like, and this card, like the seeker of truth, like let yourself be honest about what you want. Let yourself be honest about what you want. Slow down and dream. Do something that's pleasurable. And if feelings come up, follow the root. Okay, why do I feel guilt about this? Or why do I feel shame about this? Or why do I feel lazy about this? Or whatever the thing is, like, okay, don't shove it and push it away. Like, keep pulling that root. Where does that come from? In order for me to really enjoy this cup of tea and this ability to enjoy something pleasurable, what's keeping me, if something is coming up, what's keeping me from that? See if you can get to the root of that. And the last is courage. When picking roses, don't fear the thorns. That's what we're talking about, is being in these vibrations of joy and delight, enjoying the rose, but don't fear the thorns. Don't feel like you have to push away the shame or the embarrassment or whatever the feelings that may be perceived as like negative or bad. Like, that's our wholeness. Our wholeness is beautiful. So have the courage to, when picking roses, don't fear the thorns. Okay, so let me show you all the symbols for these. We had the cup of tea with the hearts. So a self-love cup of tea. And do something pleasurable, dream, right, with the books. And then the courage with the rose. Don't fear the thorns. Okay, Emily, thank you for being a container for receiving that message for us to be a witness to. And Mara, I don't have your preference, so we're going to come back to you. Mandy, we have the animals. All right, let's see what's here for Mandy. Thank you, Mara. So Mandy, animal message. Ooh, okay. Well, this one here. Ooh, the zebra. Mandy, the zebra. Duality. Yin and yang, opposites attract. Good and bad, right and wrong. It's really kind of what we're talking about here in this mess of a message. It's like to really, okay, here's what's coming up. I've said this before, but the energy is like, yes, again, say this again. I haven't said it today, but for those of you who have experienced like a spiritual awakening, if you will, the beginning phases of that, it's really delightful to be like love and light and like all in the good vibe energy and like raise your frequency and like love is stronger than all and like really being in those high vibrations. And yet, if we're just in those high vibrations and not fully embracing the human experience, we're missing something of this like earth experience. Like, we're meant here to, be in a body, to have physical experiences. Like, it's part of the journey. And when we can really get into both components of who we are, spirit and body, and not just be all about the spiritual or the high vibrations, but taking that and integrating it into our human experience, it's that unity. It's that duality of the feminine and the masculine and the day and the night and spirit and body. And the message is like root to rise, okay? So like what that means is if you can really, root is all about connected with the earth, okay? It's like your roots are in the earth. You fully accept, you have finally acknowledged, like, yes, I am committed to this human experience. I'm not trying to get out of it and just be in la la land. I'm actually going to integrate everything. I claim this, and I'm going to start choosing how I want my life to look. And I'm going to hire spirit to help me with those choices and decisions. I'm going to trust some of the unseen aspects of who I am to be the guider, because it can see beyond what this physical experience is. And I'm going to integrate both of them. And I'm not going to be afraid of the mess that is this, the lower energies of the earth. So like materialism, just those kinds of things, like how, like, we have needs. We are a physical being, we have needs. There's those things, like, not to shame that stuff, not to see that as like something to look down on and be like, that's just human stuff. Like, we want to be the high vibes. Like, this message is all about how do you bring it together? How do you accept the stuff we're talking about, like these human emotions that we like suppress, is like shame, fear, guilt, judgment, all the things. How can we sit with them and be with them? Get in there with the roots. Because when we have a strong foundation and we're rooted, that's when we can rise up even higher into the higher vibrations. And all of a sudden, what you thought was like good vibes exceeds your expectations, because you're rooted. You're rooted in experiencing the high vibes. It's a whole different experience when you're fully integrated. So thank you, Zebra. The duality, the yin and the yang. Opposites attract, good and bad, right and wrong. It's the wholeness. A zebra is not a zebra if it's all black, and a zebra is not a zebra if it's all white. And maybe there are like actual zebras that have like a condition where that is possible, but you know what I mean? I'm giving a metaphor. Someone like really scientific is going to be, actually, there is a zebra that can be all black, but the point is like wholeness, okay? The wholeness of who you are. Okay, thank you, Mandy, for receiving the zebra. Again, here's your card. Hello, Mel. It's been an interesting message today. We're doing a few individual cards, and of course when we do individuals, it's for all of us to witness and receive as well. So Victoria, the Secret Garden. Let's see what message is here for Victoria and for us to witness through Victoria. Ooh, we had some flippers. Nothing that's like saying like this one is for Victoria. So we're waiting for that feeling. Oh, there we go. All right. So Victoria, you have wallflower. Wallflower, there's your symbol here. The wallflower. Look for the crack in the concrete, Victoria, to find your way out. We had 2 cards today in our message that was about hiding, right? Don't hide what you want, Victoria. Be the seeker of truth. Find the crack in the concrete. It's like find the way that seems impossible, but because you are intuitively led, you know how and where to go to get to that crack. You are intuitively guided. There's just an inner compass, right? And you will find your way out of the false narrative, and you will find your way to the truth. You'll find your way. And don't discredit your intuition. That's a paradigm that also needs to stop in society. Don't discredit your intuition. It is a compass. You have it for a very special reason, and it's because your life is not anyone else's, and that is your guiding light. Wallflower, trust your intuition. All right, Bev with the animals. Thank you so much, Mandy, for your donation, and Emily for your donation as well, supporting this work. There's like a little card I can share, so let me put this up here too, if you're finding value in today's session. And Bev for the animals. Let's see. Ooh, wow. All right, Bev. Oh my gosh, there's several. Okay. Those don't feel like they're part of it. This one feels the owl mystery. the owl, Bev. Mystery. Again, it's like this message has this element of mystery to it. There's mystery in our messes, right? Like what if we just allow ourselves to be with our messes and allow the mystery to naturally unfold instead of trying to force the like what is here, right? Just like enjoy the mystery of the mess and let it unfold. And for Bev, the owl is one of Bev's guides. How fitting. That's why this one felt so much stronger than the other ones that popped out. A deep connection to mysticism, spirituality, and the exploration of the unseen. And Bev, you've been here with us on lives for several, and this definitely feels true for what I know about you so far. A deep connection to mysticism, spirituality, and the exploration of the unseen. How many references in this message have we had that are like hidden, unseen, the unknown? Like, we're being asked to trust more of that. And that's what we just came from with Victoria's message, is like trusting your intuition. We have discredited this part of our wisdom so much. And it's time to put more trust than ever before in that, in validating that is really important part of our compass. Owl, mystery, a deep connection to mysticism, spirituality, and the exploration of the unseen. And again, the thing that comes up with this, the exploration of the unseen, is again going back to, okay, let's imagine we're in a hammock or something and we're just relaxing, feeling the sun on our skin. Maybe we have a beverage we like, or a book we like, or whatever that brings you pleasure. Can you fully, like, when you visualize that for yourself, do you fully like arrive and you're like, yes? Or is a part of you like restless? And like, but if that is coming up, keep exploring. That's what this card is about. The exploration of the unseen. If you're having difficulty with restlessness and you can't allow yourself to fully arrive and relax and like explore where the root of that is coming from. And it's going to be a game changer for your life. And to allow yourself to be okay, to be honest about those feelings so that you can be honest about what you do want. Wow. Bev, I'm so happy that you got the owl card. And confirming, Bev's confirming, and this is what I strive to do. Beautiful. Okay, and Mara, the secret garden for Mara. Let's see what's here for Mara. Ooh. Okay, wow, this is interesting. So Victoria got wallflower, and Mara got wildflower. There's your wildflower symbol here. Live an uncontrolled life. Right? Okay, how many times, like, there's the perception of like wildflowers that some people hold, and then there's a perception of wildflowers that other people hold. And some see them as just like messy, right? And some see them as just like stunning because they're just so natural. The wildflower. Live an uncontrolled life, free to grow anywhere and bound by nothing. Wow. Okay. You remember that part of me that I was like, I really just would love for this message to come full circle and for it to like be organized and nice. But at the same time, like, I feel like this card is a contradiction of that, because it does that, but then it's also in the messaging saying to just be unbound by any of that. And I think it's so funny to have both of them like here. Wildflower, live an uncontrolled life, free to grow anywhere and bound by nothing, because you know exactly what you want, because you've sought out the truth of what you want. And you've allowed yourself to feel all of the things that come up with wanting, right? Anything that feels icky that comes up about that, and about being honest about what you want, finding the truth in what you want, and no longer being bound by others' projections or expectations or obligations, like being free to fully claim and identify what you want, and not feeling like you have to justify or explain yourself to anybody. Just like, this is me. This is me. This is what I choose. And I'm wild and free. And I love it. I'm no longer like conformed to these standards of systems that aren't for my highest good. So, wildflower. Beautiful. Thank you, Mara. Yes. Once we deal with what we perceive to be as the mess or the overwhelm, like when you can experience what you think that mess and overwhelm is like the worst thing that could be because of that, and you be with that, and you're like, oh, okay, I have let myself experience the worst of what I think this could be, and I'm still here, and I've survived it. Then you can move forward. And going back to our overcome, once you sit with the discomfort and you make it to the other side of the discomfort, you get to the root of the discomfort, you overcome so much that you have created for yourself, right? That's what obstacle or mountain is before you. And remember what you've already overcome, because that's going to connect you with the courage that you have, the capability that you have to continue seeking the truth of who you are, the truth of what you actually want, to be honest about what you want. Wow. Okay. Let's allow some time for some integration, and just allow whatever part of this practice, this is a bit unlike other ones we've had. Just allow any part that is meant for you to come in closer to you so that you can embrace it and allow the energy of it to provide insight and guidance for you to honor and serve and guide your highest self along the highest path, the most aligned. And let's just simply connect back with those golden sparkles of light, and we'll call these our golden sparkles of truth and wholeness. And it's just like when you see something shiny and new, it's got a new sparkle to it. It's that rebirth that we had in our card, or our message, the rebirth card. Just connecting with that rebirth vibration of like seeing something sparkling and shining, like brand new again. We're just going to close with bringing that energy, that feeling of renewal, by focusing on these golden sparkles. Letting these golden sparkles just be the energy that's exactly what you need. These golden sparkles bringing the part of today's message that was for you. Feeling these golden sparkles, bringing balance to the space in front of you. And these golden sparkles bringing balance and insight to the space behind you. These golden sparkles bringing balance to the space to the left of you, and the space to the right of you, the space above you, and the space below you. And see if you can visualize all of these directions of sparkles and them coming closer and closer in all directions, meeting at the center of your heart. These golden sparkles opening and expanding your heart space, having more and more love and compassion for yourself. And from that experience, being able to expand that to love and compassion for others. Bringing this in to the center of your heart. And if you feel comfortable, bringing your hands to your heart to seal it in with love and light, and to receive it fully for yourself. Blessings and namaste. Thank you so very much for joining me for today's experience and for engaging and participating in your unique way. And thank you for your donations in supporting today's practice. And if you are new or would like to follow to join again for the next one, we'd love to have you. And I also record the session, and if you want to revisit any of them, I think it's been like over a month now that I've done it, so there's some from the past that are available. This one will be available as soon as possible. To locate it, you can go to my teacher profile here on Insight Timer, and there is a link you can click on, and if you follow the link in the breadcrumbs, you'll get there. That's how you can find the replays. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for exploring today's discussion and message and contemplations. And have a great rest of your day. And Bev, you're so very welcome for the validation of your journey in truth. And you don't need it from me, but I know you know that it's a bonus when you receive it. And so I know that feeling. It's nice to have that validation, that confirmation, and it's confirming. So happy that you receive that for yourself. All right, everyone. I hope to see you again next time. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.